Professional StarCraft 2 from the ESL Open Cup Finals. These Koreans grinding it out. Another finals this week, both of them getting to multiple. We've seen the matchup before, and I'm very happy to see it again. Let's introduce the bottom left, the best of the rest of the Zergs here. Never the bride, always the bridesmaid. Just put the card. Okay, it's Solar. It's Solar. Jimmy, he doesn't even have a name. He's so forgettable. He's not forgettable, though. He's very good. He's just never really outshone the Serals, the Rainers, even the Ragnaroks occasionally. Just realizing we don't even have him. Anyways, in the top right, the man, the myth, the micro legend. It's Micro Jackson. ByuN. Oh, why are we in the corner now? We're trying it out. We're trying out new things, all right? Got to keep it exciting after 12 years. If you know what I mean. Last time they faced... actually, I don't know. They faced like at least once every week. If not multiple times, just in ESL Cup. I think Solar has the slight edge, especially in these smaller tournament matchups. I think ByuN overall is the slightly better player, like when provoked. And what do I mean by that? Essentially, I mean, if he is motivated to play the best style that he knows how. Sometimes he gets kind of stuck on those M-flavored units, Marine Marauders, Medevacs, Mines, essentially things that can get run over. Or have a very thin margin for error. It's incredibly fun to watch. But you can only pick up and go to the main so many times before they get wise to it. Well, we'll see. Starting off on Waterfall. Maybe a spicy map. And by spicy, I mean it's a Terran map. This is a map that, well, we'll have to see as the maps go through, but you can only veto one. I'd imagine Stargazers or Moondance would be the choice. Waterfall, the rush distance shorter than any... Oh my god, the Reaper. Would you just leave? Oh my god. Oh, he got one hit off. The rare... The 1 HP drone. So, the rare actual half attack animation. Technically, the Reaper attacks twice. A split second, one after the other. And very rarely do you get the micro to pull back after the first one. Obviously not intentional. But you can very technically interrupt the animation. And that results in the awkward 1 HP drone surviving. 3cc. Hellions. Starport. The Destiny Cloud Fist build behind... Oh, come on, ByuN. Okay. Tried to split the difference with 2 queens. Didn't quite make it. And that should be the end of poking and prodding at the creep, as Speed will be finishing relatively soon. Solar went for not as much gas early. Got his third hatch up very quick, already done before the 4-minute mark. I mean, the third CC isn't too far behind here, but Zergling Speed a little later on. We'll be finishing up before any other tech. Aside from queens. Queens aren't really tech, though. Queens are tech in much the way a foundation is to a building. Without it, can you even call it a building? Or a build order? Oh my god. You still get... I guess it wasn't the end of the Reaper. You know, it does deserve to die, though. Like, come on. That's a bit much. The hubris. Yeah. And it was a late Speed, too. He overstayed his welcome and then some. Well, behind it, a second Rax. We should be seeing a third? Yeah. Setting up to do the factory in the starport relegated to creating add-ons for the Rax. As the production scales up. Solar, 52 drones, should be starting a lair momentarily. After that, a Baneling nest, and then Baneling Speed is pretty much a requirement to deal with these early game Marine... Are you just running by? What is this? After Maru did it in the GSL Finals so many times against Ragnarok, People have just started doing this. Not again. Like, Maru has... It's Maru's fault, okay? Honestly, 5 kills? I don't think so. I don't think that's worth it. 5 kills for how many Hellions? 6 Hellions? He loses all map control. And, I mean, also he lost 6 Hellions. That's kind of important. And he forced out a bunch of Zerglings. And now, believe it or not, when you lose 6 Hellions, you have 6 less Hellions. Which means, like, ByuN. Marines are pretty good, but now he loses 5 SCVs to the inevitable Zerglings. And losing Zerglings doesn't have nearly the exponential impact that Hellions does, because the Hellions are there to keep control of the situation, keep the Zerg from getting out of hand. The Zerglings were just there for the Hellions, so losing them kind of puts him back at the very least even, if not ahead. ByuN diving in to start. It's game 1. Okay, and also, they've played each other. They've probably played each other more than 95% of the people watching this have played ladder this season. So, overall, ByuN and Solar... I wonder if Solar was expecting such a lukewarm response on the other side. Like, he literally didn't wall. He just let the Zerglings in. This is, like, tutorial level stuff. And don't let the Zerg in. There are memes older than some of the professional players in this game about that. Before they were even called memes. What did we even call them then? I don't know. Internet funnies. No, that sounds like I'll be on a watch list. I don't know why exactly, but... Baneling speed on the way after 1-1. 1-1 for ByuN. He's gonna have the triple threat. Stim, combat, shield, 1-1. Medevacs are here. Backs off. Couple Marines chewed up. Despite everything, I mean, this is where we usually end up in TVZ. Terran versus Zerg. The battle for creep. And to see which player will have map control. And usually it's on the Terran to keep control of the Zerg. Because look at this. The creep spread is already on his front porch. It's looking like the creep might actually wrap around his Zerg. But at the same time, there's nothing to easily contest these medevacs. Hydralisk Den is on the way, but at approximately the same time as the Infestation Pit. Which makes me think it's going to be a rush towards Lurkers to try to shut down the heavy marine style that ByuN loves to play, as opposed to Hydras as a main part of the unit composition. We will see, though, as he crosses the swamp bridges. Beautiful map. Just wish it was a little larger. The tanks siege up awkwardly. The creep springboards the banelings. Upgrades are even, but the drop at the back, come on! The oldest trick in the book! ByuN drops 2 medevacs at the back of the main. The spore crawlers did nothing more than slightly discourage the medevacs from dropping out in the corner. And now the Marines. Oh, will this... He's got a... Yeah. Okay. Solar selected the spore before the medevacs were even close to it. He knew where that was going. He gets him on the way out, even if he can't stop him on the way in. And overall, Solar finds himself sitting at... 87 drones against 69 SCVs. Well, that's nice enough for a Terran. Solar is solidified his position. He hasn't started a Lurker den. He's just focused on the Hydraling Bane. And now that he's shut down, it looks like another medevac went down. The Queen's had enough. But the unit composition, Hydraling Bane, if you're able to get a supply lead and stay close on the upgrades, he already reset the tank count. He's killed 3 tanks. ByuN, okay. This seems like a bit unnecessary. Nope. Oh, accidentally boosted. Is he faking? No. I think he just misclicked. Like, oh, what is this grand strategy? Oh, he selected too many medevacs. Hashtag me too. We've all been there. He boosts just to test the boosters. ByuN. Well, where do you want to go? There's no great options here. Oh, that's a lot of things. Oh, well. I gotta say, ByuN off to less than a rousing start to this series. That is a whole lot of Hydraling Baneling. Are there enough Marines to stop it? The target fire looking good, but there's just not that many tanks as the Banelings roll through into the Marines. The Medivac boosting back, ByuN microing, the split's okay, abandons the fort. The Banelings closing in. Able to survive with most of his Marines, saves the command center for now. The Medivac somehow escaped persecution and will be able to unload. But for how long and at what? Okay, well. The rest of the army is stimming across. ByuN incredibly bold with the tiny amount of supply he has here left over. Meanwhile, Solar has been untouched economically. He's got adrenal glands on the way. He's got +3 carapace in production. He's still at 89 drones. Viper's done. It looks like the Medivac was pulled in by the Viper and killed with all hands. ByuN, 91 SCVs, as he's kind of defaulted to macro mode here, but he's going to have to survive at least one more wave if he ever wants to bounce back onto the other side of the map. How many Banelings is that? 48 Banes against 41 Marines. Well, Blinding Cloud hits the tanks. Banelings crashing in towards the natural, the planetary. A stopgap closed by Solar. The Banelings crash through everything. 30 SCVs as well. The rest go into some tanks here. ByuN still maintaining a relatively high supply, but Solar is lining up for the finishing blow. He's got a lurker den, he's got a lurker range on the way. Marines are chasing this down. Now, the bright side of having all those SCVs earlier is that when he loses 30 SCVs, he's still 60-something, which is a relatively healthy economy if he can reestablish a 4th command center. And he's got he got +3 armor for Marines first. Interesting. And this is a real army. Like, this is the transition time for Solar. He doesn't have lurkers yet. He doesn't have +3 carapace. ByuN has somehow held, and now he's bouncing. I guess he had enough. The tank count they're bruised, but enough to be very threatening. Oh, a single Viper, though, if he can target it down the Blinding Cloud is good. The Banelings closing in, rolling past the tanks. The creep is enough, and the Hydras are able to back ByuN up, and that's it. Okay. Sanity prevails. It looked for a single moment that ByuN might be able to turn that all the way around, but Solar's economic dominance carries him through. ByuN just... It was... Alright. I'm gonna say what everyone might not be thinking, but don't worry, I'll help you with thinking. It was sloppy. Okay? It was sloppy. The units were all over the place. He overstayed, diving in with the Hellions. Those Medivacs were never going to get out. He never really touched the economy. The priorities were questionable, and the execution was mediocre. And Solar are going to be happy about that one, because anything, like, even with all of that said, there was still that dangerous counter push at the end of the day. ByuN gonna try a bit of, he's going to adjust his strategy for Game 2 here on Cosmic Sapphire, a much more comfortable map for macro Zergs. And by adjust his strategies, I mean he's going to proxy 2 racks in the 3rd. That's what he's going to do. He's even set up, I believe... Well, ByuN has found so many different spots where the SCV can barely be touched while it's building. And even here, if it gets desperate, he could rally Marines into this pocket and then just lift the racks. So, of course, it's a proxy racks. Wait, Solar? Oh my god. Literally one. Like, it could not... We're gonna, as soon as Solar sees something, we're gonna go to his camp. Because this is the worst. ByuN with his bold, he went so deep that Solar didn't see it. And this Overlord was scouting for it, by the way. That's the entire point of this pathing. It's going back now so it doesn't get picked off by... Oh my god.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And here we go. God, the stutter step is so good. And Solar is... Oh, he didn't stop the bunker, though he may be able to stop the Marines. Oh, God. It's bad. It's bad for Solar. Oh, God! Oh! Oh, my God! Oh! The SCV drawing... Oh. Oh. Oh, it's not good. The Queen gonna try to come in for repair. That's a very optimistic creep tumor. Targets it first. SCV gets stuck, but like... Queen should be enough. Salvages the bunker. Gets that 75 minerals plus 25 restocking fee. Overall, this is definitely a win for ByuN. Decisively. He killed 8 drones, forced out all these Langs. The only saving grace for Solar is there's not a bunker hitting his hatchery. That is the extent of it. Like, this is advantage ByuN. So much advantage that he's confident enough to expand on the low ground with no other units. Understanding that Solar has 2 options right now. One, just sit back and huddle in your base and desperately try to scout the little bit of information you can grab with a Ling or 2. Or 2, some sort of crazy all-in, which you're going to be very hard-pressed to do, even in a timely manner, after losing that many drones. Oh my god, he's hunting Ovies. How the turntables have turned. The Ovies were hunting for the Racks, but at the end of the day, it is the Racks who hunt the Ovies. That's just a disgusting and incredibly effective detail. Solar having to build overlords, denying scouting and supply. Oh, it hurts. This is one of those games as Zerg, and I can tell you very much from the Zerg perspective. Like, you can't leave the game, because you haven't lost the game. But it kind of feels like you're stomping around with wet socks and a blindfold. But a blindfold that doesn't quite cover your eyes, but like, you can only see shapes. It's like, oh, looks like there's some Hellions over there, I think. God, the Queen, trying to set up the Queen so we can actually get some surface area. Well, oh, come on! Oh. This is cyberbullying. Trying to fight the Marines, but not focusing. Loot Brandon, no! Ah, Susan, you're supposed to transfuse. I wasn't on creep! What do you mean? I forgot how to transfuse without creep. What does that mean? I don't know. It wouldn't let me do it. Oh my god, he gets an Ovi. As you can tell, ByuN's element here, ByuN's comfort zone is having as few Marines do as much as possible. That's his entire game plan at all stages of the game, in my opinion. It's just, this game has really solidified it. Third command center, double racks, or as well as double medevac. There's a roach one on the, like, Solar, once again, it's another one of those, like, he hasn't lost, but he is kind of waiting for ByuN to kill him right now. Yeah, I think we're going to be evening things up. There's nothing to stop this. A handful of Zerglings, a few queens without energy. ByuN picks up and he heads towards the main. And a single spore crawler. Not like he's gonna fly into it. Drops in the corner. Targets the spore. There's a tank for good measure. They cook Brenda! Roaches pop out. The spawning puts up, targeting queens, picks up, gets out, and, well, a defense. But wait, they can fly. Now we'll see when Solar's had enough. I don't think ByuN will kill him here. I might just, like... But... You think ByuN just stopped building? Yeah. Solar's had enough. That's enough. Alright, well... Didn't quite scout the proxy racks. And, you know, like they say, that which doesn't kill you creates an incredibly difficult economic situation you spend the rest of the time recovering from. And eventually die prematurely. I can't believe this got through the vetoes. I guess Moondance was the veto? Cosmic Sapphire, I don't blame ByuN at all for doing that strat. That is a wide open map. It is a long rush distance, assuming your barracks aren't right next to their base. It is Zerg City. But Stargazers... Oh, does Solar have something planned? This is the map most suited to ByuN style. There are more places to drop than to actually just walk across. The close air distance, the watchtower, the fact that it's mineral walls instead of rocks, like... Okay. I mean, you can only veto so many maps. Literally one in a best of 5, so... I've always liked the idea of, like, a map pool of, like, 15 maps, and then the loser just picks a map from a map pool, and then, like, they decide on the first one via whoever came from the winner's bracket or something. I don't know. But, here we are. Of course, in StarCraft, we must have, like, there are 2.5 different map types in exactly 7 maps. And if they have even 1 pixel out of place, well, that's where the Liberator's gonna go and break everything. So, that is, I think, after 12 years, one of the things we probably could have improved upon somewhat. But unfortunately, it's also figured out. Alright, the Pervert Pillar. Solar spots the Reaper. ByuN gonna... Wait, does that Overlord? Ah. The Overlord pokes in, sees the command center building. Terran buildings can fly, so we can just mine out these little mineral patches. It's the drone bullying phase. Every Terran's favorite phase. Even if they end up losing... Well... Revenge! Finally! That feels so good as a Zerg. I can't... Like, ByuN getting really greedy with the Reaper. There will be nothing to deny creep. ByuN just setting up at the expansion. third CC before even landing. Like, oh my god. It's all protected by that singular ramp, though. Double Hellion, and if we were ever gonna have a battle cruiser build, this is the battle cruiser map. Okay. In fact, I think battle cruiser is possibly it's an S tier opener at all times. It's a quadruple S, like a S tier open. Is that funny? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. It's actually unironically a great build, because the main vulnerability of battle cruisers is getting run down on the ground and getting your economy denied. On Stargazers, that is incredibly unlikely to happen and difficult to even think about when you're up against the cruisers. Zerg players are kind of relegated to either maybe a quick spire. Occasionally we see a Nidus. It's incredibly rare nowadays. But it does look like a knee breaker build. Okay, are we going to see an armory? ByuN. ByuN, battlecruisers just, they don't have the subtlety. Yeah, he's gonna micro units in and out of a medevac. And that's what he's gonna do, alright? This is what he does. There's the armory. Hellbat, concussive marauder. They aren't the Hellchads, the +3 with blue flame, but... of course. Well, we'll see. Now, he's going to hide the Marauders in the medevac here. Ideally dropping them out to break the Queen's many knees as they get close. Is there a Baneling nest? No. There's none in production. How many queens? 8 queens. The knitting crew with a decent amount of energy. Oh, the Hellions, the Hellions. Okay. And, oh, watch out, watch out! Out of nowhere, from the top rope, the Marauders come in, the Queens are spread out! He loses the medevac right off the bat, so that's far from ideal, but honestly, the medevac is really what ties this whole thing together. He's burning through the Queens, but they're doing their... he's target firing the Marauders, which... I'm not convinced on that one, but that's definitely one of the choices. He wants to make sure his queens can get away. Yeah, the medevac was kind of important. ByuN just came in, screaming in, boosters at full throttle. And Solar just took the medevac out of the sky and kind of just undercut the whole push with that. Wow. It was dramatic, though, and that's what's important. That's what ByuN is all about. Yeah. It appears having some sustainability in this battle of whoever does the wet pillow damage. I feel like a wet pillow would do more damage. Yeah. So like a pillow fight. None of them do much damage to each other is what I'm trying to say. That's the summary here. All right, a mostly dry pillow. That's where I'm landing on this one. Moving on. Still got a little creep in it. 5 racks, reactor to starport. Is Baneling speed on the way? No. Is a lair done? It is. Baneling speed not started. I think Solar will realize momentarily. He has the money. Yeah, starts it. No, Baneling speed is not just Baneling speed, but it's also plus 5 HP on the Banelings. That is kind of a huge deal. Even one more hit to kill each Baneling adds up. +2, +2. Solar actually way ahead on the upgrades here. ByuN has a 4th command center, as Solar has a 5th hatchery and a macro hatch. Neither player able to really scrape any part of the economy away. Looks like we're going to be maxing out at like 9 minutes, despite any early game shenanigans. With 4-something bases, like 2-2 for Solar. Honestly, quite late for ByuN in comparison. Dropping at the back because, of course, there's not even that much creep here. So now the fun begins. I guess depending on who you're rooting for here. The drop. Solar, are you really falling for this? Like, this is not where the action is. Clearly. This is. Solar pulled his entire army back for that. The most obvious 1-2 punch. He's going to recover in time. It takes some time to clear the creep. Solar has the speed highway here in between. Queen's trying to respread, maybe a little early. Oh god, those Widow Mines. Oh, there. But wait, there's more. Solar with a bit of a ham-fisted response there. The drops at the back. The 2-2. The 2-2. Those are very important. Those are a huge deal. He's target firing. Oh, he denied. Got one. He's not going to get the second one. He denied +2 Carapace, which is kind of a huge deal. And that means ByuN is going to be able to tie up the upgrades or even get an advantage here. Though a hive is done. Oh, unfortunate that... Where would a safe location for Evo chambers be? The back of your natural? No. Probably like the middle of the map. Based on the game so far. But meanwhile... Widowmine's connecting. ByuN at 177 to nearly maxed out Solar. It's more about positioning now than exactly army supply. ByuN picks up. And he heads towards the main. There's multiple overlords. I am reasonably sure they're spotting at least some of these medevacs. Lurker Den. Wait, did he lose the Lurker Den? No, that's a second Lurker Den. Okay, you can never be too careful. Did he forget? Oh my god, he forgot his Lurker Den. He has no Lurker upgrades, right? Oh my god, he didn't even know. He just forgot. He forgot the Lurker. Oh no. Oh well, this attack to the south. The Marine's getting so much damage. ByuN picks up and gets out. Oh, I can't. Wait, no. He's getting double. He noticed now, but he waited for. I guess. No. He definitely forgot the first one, and now he's making it look like he didn't. He probably noticed a few seconds before his second den finished. He's getting both upgrades at once. So, Parasitic Bomb splits the medevacs. Get out, get out, get out! Parasitic Bomb does not stack. It does a maximum amount of damage per second. But, of course, both medevacs were getting hit. No Drilling Claws means the Widow Mines not getting their shots off. ByuN not able to get much done. And Solar defending the north and the south simultaneously. ByuN now has resigned himself, possibly too late, to a more efficient unit composition that's less reliant on mobility and more on sheer strength. Ghosts in production. More banelings as well. Some of these medevacs have units in them. In fact, I think maybe more by the end of this. Reinforcements are there. It's kind of odd, like he has 2 medevacs full of units. No Drilling Claws. Solar's closing in. ByuN runs the risk of just outright dying before the Ghost can kick in, especially with the Vipers coming up. No Drilling Claws is really hurting here. Hydras, Vipers, Parasitic Bomb. Just chucks it out on a couple of the medevacs. Banelings crashing through. ByuN. He still has he built 3 more command centers in the main. But if he dies because he just taps it out. ByuN. Just throwing things every which way and then finding his hand empty. Solar holds. No Lurkers even built, but a bit of a mess, to be honest there. ByuN with the YOLO strats, maybe not as well suited to the mass medevac style. No, Solar doing a great job defending, but at the end of the day, Jimmy, do we have game 4? Yes, okay. Sorry. Solar holding on. And that is kind of the other ByuN, the ByuN that does lose these tournaments. He hasn't lost yet, but it's certainly not looking great. It is the ByuN who decides, I'm going to keep making units that start with M until it's too late to make Ghosts. And, well, there we are. Also, the lack, it was very, very apparent, those Widow Mines with no drilling claws. So we're easily able to take them out before they're able to fire. Alright, ByuN. On Inside and Out, I'd say this is the closest we get to a kind of an even map. At least so far. No proxy Rex. I don't know, like, I do love how you can kind of tell what ByuN's gonna do before he does it. But it's also kind of like watching a train wreck in slow motion sometimes. If the trains were flying and carrying 8 Marines at a time, but still. And also moving very fast. And there were multiple trains. But otherwise exactly the same. Give me some battle cruisers, ByuN. I don't think... If we didn't see battle cruisers on Stargazers... Solar playing solid. Like, he forgot Baneling speed for a bit, but overall, Solar is doing what every macro Zerg tries to do, which is essentially get bullied for long enough and then eventually come back and murder the bully later on. Massling Bane. It does take a huge amount of APM just to keep up the injects, keep up the creep spread, and divide units to try to box out those medevacs. A lot of players have tried mutas in the past. Occasionally you'll see them, but they're still... Mutas are usually considered more of a liability than they are a benefit. Just because they're so expensive, they oftentimes delay your hive tech and are incredibly fragile, can easily evaporate if forced into a fight. Or even if you look away for a couple seconds and Widow Mines are where you don't expect, so... They're just such a liability, you rarely see many Zerg players use them. This Reaper. And remember what really set the tone last game. The first Reaper died. Oh my god, don't do it. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. You stop right there. That was, He got one. I thought he would go in. He very likely would have died. He might have gotten it, but... Oh, come on. ByuN losing, like, every Reaper. He knows better. In fact, he got into the main. He should have known the speed timing. He saw the gas. He should have known it was a quicker speed. But here we are. Reaper dead. Viking... Third CC in the back corner. Intended to be hidden here. Solar. Oh. He sees nothing. Now, he could suspect ByuN is going to go 3 racks into Marines with Stim, Combat Shield, and Medivacs. But he can't be 100% sure. And even if the Overlord had scouted a little more, it wouldn't have been decisive, but it certainly would have helped. Oh my, there's no energy for transfuse, Brenda! Oh no. And another one bites the dust. A roach one. Hellions poking. Maybe an early 4th. Nope. Viking scouring. The roach one, no baneling nest. I think you add a baneling nest no matter what. Like, baneling nest is kind of a requirement. Even if you're gonna go roaches. Unless you're convinced it's mech, but I don't think solar. Like, it's ByuN, is what it is. Even when he goes mech, it's more just It looks so reluctant. Like, I guess I'll try it, but I would rather be microing Marines in a medevac. Solar just whipping out. Just pulling out a massive roach timing and gonna slap it down on ByuN's 3rd. That is a bold move in this day and age. ByuN has no indication of this. He hasn't seen a single roach. He hasn't scanned or anything, so... Here comes the double medevac drop. The hand will have to be shown soon. But will be enough time for ByuN to react. Tanks, bunkers, just some sort of wall-off, enough units at home are kind of required here. The Zerglings get into the 3rd. ByuN is boosting for the main. The Overlords were cleared out by the Viking, or warded away. Well, alright. Roach is revealed. In fact, the Ravager is kind of vulnerable here. It gets one. Loses a lot, actually. Those medevacs, 2 Marines, target fire. Save the drone!
What a save!
Okay. Solar not having it. 66 drones. Full 3-base economy and not a drone more. He's gonna look to slam the door shut on this series. ByuN has... both sides have 1-1. Not even thinking about 2-2. The longer this takes, the harder it's gonna get. Solar, he's waiting for the rest of his units. He still has a huge supply lead, but roaches have a tendency to do that. The tanks jammed in here, 3 of them. A hardy number. Some corrosive biles just trying to land something. Alright, what's it gonna be? The medevacs just wandering around on the other side of the map. Solar actually, wow. Well, he pulls back from the precipice. Builds 13 more drones, an infestation pit, and a baneling nest. I mean, while he still has the roaches, many players will try the attack, lose half their army, and then do this. But the fact he still has all his units, for the most part, is a super key part. He still has the ability to pin ByuN back to his base. Or at least on paper. ByuN is one of the least pinnable players. If only because common wisdom says you probably shouldn't pick up 3 medevacs of units with a 200 supply army of roaches outside your door. Because then you'll just die. But ByuN says, you don't tell me what to do, Winter. You've never even... when was the last time you were Korean GM? That's what I thought. ByuN picks up and goes towards the main. Speaking of, a medevac drop. Just kind of wander over there because he's obviously microing the other one. Solar's coming back, which is tedious, to say the least. You don't tell me what to do. I will boost these medevacs into the main. And Solar will have to come back and defend because he makes sense. And to which I say, well, touche. Solar fighting in the middle of the map, splits off the Ravagers towards the back, the Hive itself, and all the drones. What a huge commitment from ByuN, and Solar's like, are you kidding me right now? He gets the morphing Hive. He doesn't get the Baneling Nest, but that's huge. That is possibly the most important building. And also, I mean, he got all the drones too. So ByuN's gamble pays off. And now he has +2, soon to be +2. He has a lot of tanks here. There's still a lot of army supply in those medevacs, which is good, but also means his army itself is relatively minimal. A double tank, triple corrosive bio kill. All those words made sense together. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Banelings actually crash in. ByuN getting driven back and out. But not before taking... Oh my god, he killed... Wait, he didn't kill the spawning pool. Solar's just giving up on his main. Alright? That's ByuN territory. That's territory now. Oh my god. Oh my god, the firing line. How many Zerglings? This... well, 2 Banelings make it in, but... ByuN! And exploiting the main weakness of Roach Ravager. The inability to deal with these medevac drops. It look like, and this is why so many players will just keep committing. Instead of pulling back, instead of dealing with the medevacs or macroing up, it just gets worse and worse if the Terran player is active with these drops. And Solar is he's got 1,800, 1,500 right now in the bank. He has no larva. He's lost too many hatcheries, too many units. He literally can't spend his money. He's trying, but ByuN is bearing down. Okay, well, the upgrades are relatively heavily in favor of ByuN. It's 1-1 attack for Solar's units and +2 Carapace. Where are the Banelings? He finally rebuilt a Bane Nest. On paper, ByuN's army is so much better. Even a Viking on the deck. Well, Ultralisk Cavern, Vipers. If we ever see them, I'd be surprised, but ByuN, so many tanks, a lot of medevacs. This is not a fun army to fight. Transfuse is trying to get involved. ByuN is streaming across the map. The medevacs are nearly out of energy. The tanks, I mean, he's gonna get another one, but this, it hurts. It hurts. ByuN was allowed to micro his medevacs, and Solar has to tap it out. Wow. Oof. And that is why it is a little... It's a little difficult. Thank you for showing us why Roach Ravager is no longer a particularly common strategy, Solar. He gave it a shot there, but... Oh, Jimmy. Oh no, not again. It's at this time, I ask you, did you enjoy these 4 games? Because the 5th game was actually played twice because they screwed up the map settings. ByuN ends up winning, spoilers, the whole series. But we only have the 4-second replay. Oh, we really gotta plan these things out before, but I try to cast and not know who wins. I didn't know who won, but I had to look it up when I saw this. Yeah, it appears there was a regame, and that didn't get included in the replay pack. And that's Jimmy's fault. Jimmy should have been there to tell them to include it with the replays, okay? They could have done that, but guess what? Who knows? Maybe that was the most epic game of all time. I mean, hopefully not at this stage, but after that display, ByuN deserves it, does he not? Quite a bit of a tumultuous series. Clearly, these players playing a lot of games per day. Solar is also in the finals of the NA Cup this week, so maybe he does better there. We'll have to see. Thank you for watching. Check out this video. Chastise Jimmy. Congratulations, ByuN. And good luck. Have fun. Hope I made your day a little bit better. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.